Welcome back to our secular readings of ancient texts. Here we're looking at classical Aramaic. Of course, my classical Aramaic is quite limited. I think I've done last year, I started last year, and probably did around 30 lessons or so, I'd say. So we're okay at it. Let's give it a go. So, it's a bit more ancient, so it's missing a lot of diacritics and a lot of different articles and conjunctive for, words and stuff like that, or conjunction words. So this here, that's a B, and there's no vowel, so it's just a bhun, and that's a plural. So B-H-O-N, bhun. Den seems to be a common conjoining word. It's like, it comes up a lot, and it has different meanings each time. But I'll tell you what this is in English. It's, and in those days cometh John the Baptist. So that's what we're going to do. Bhun, which is in those. Then, it's probably like a now when, or stuff like that. Okay, this is B, and then yo, mo, tho. Now, it's True Faith can correct me, or if anyone else. Not many people know classical Aramaic anymore, obviously, it's an old language. But if I make mistakes, which I probably will, you could just correct me in the comments below. So there's a dot there, so this T becomes a TH. So it's, what do you got? Bhun, then, biomotho. And you can see yom in here. So if anyone knows Hebrew or Arabic or Neo-Aramaic, you'll recognize yom, which is day. So bhun, then, biomotho. Hanun, them. So it looks like there's a double them. It's like in them, in days, them, etho, cometh. So, and in those days cometh. There it is. Now, we have, this is Yohanan, which was the ancient name for John. And you can see how Yohanan would have turned into Johann, which would have turned into John. So, Yohanan, and then we have M with the little A on the top. Ma'amdono. In modern day Arabic becomes Ma'amaden. But you can see Ma'amdono. That means to do with baptized, or someone who baptizes. Okay. Let's have a look at this. Ooh, that's an and, but we just say ooh because there's no vowel there. So, ooh, let's see, makrez. I think that says makrez. I'm guessing that means preach, but once again, it's a bit hard. That's a Z, that's an R, and that's a little E on the top. So that there looks like a K. So makrez. I could be wrong on the K, so we'll see what people say. But I think it is a K. Makrez, and then that's a silent H. So wo, makrez wo, and then that's a B. So in, okay. Phurko, or phurbo. Actually, that's a B. So phurbo, and phurbo sounds like wilderness. And it's funny because harab in Arabic becomes war. So interesting how wilderness can turn into war once, because Arabic is a much younger language, as I said in my Arabic version of this. Okay. Then we look here. It says id, that's normally an of, possessive. So dihud. Right? So of dihud, which is Judea. And this is what I mean about the word Yahud. It doesn't actually mean Jew, it means Judean. And that's a very important difference, because we know that Jewish people were in many different tribes and sects over time. And the Judeans are the ones that really have survived till today. So we have here, of course, people are going to say, no, that's not true, etc. But that's what the outside world in the Middle East refers to, Judeans. Okay, so let's have a look at it again. Okay. Makrez, I hope I'm right on that. Makrez, wa, phurbo, dihud. Okay, so there we go. Next. Wamar. Okay, so that's and then the olaf becomes silent. Wamar is like to say or to order. I think in ancient Aramaic is saying, yeah. So Wamar, so and he was saying, tub, or it could be, that might be a silent there, tubo, but tub. And you can see that that's a derivative of good. It means to become good. In other words, repent. So tub, okay. Terbeth. So we're talking about something female and it's arriving. Terbeth, lo. All right. Now, forgive my grammar. My grammar is extremely weak. So if, like I said, make comments if I've made any errors. So terbeth, lo. Okay. So lo is to him or to it. Okay. Malkutho, which is kingdom. Okay. Dashmayo. No, sorry, Dashmayo. Just Dashmayo. So D is of, and then Shmayo, that is heaven. Shmayo, kingdom of heaven. So he's saying, repent ye, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Right, so that's what we got here. Let's look at verse 3. We can see here hono, or hona, or it could be pronounced honao. If you include this O, it becomes honao. But for some reason, sometimes we don't pronounce this last one, so it could be hona, but I think it's honao. Honao, and then gair. Okay. So honao is something like here or now, or this, something like that. This, gair. Okay, how damir. Alright. Damir is past complete spoken. So now we can see what it's saying. It's saying for this is what Isaiah spoke of, or spoken through Isaiah. You can see here damir, and that here is biyad. Biyad means in hand, or in the hand of Isaiah. So in other words, it was spoken in his own hands by Isaiah himself. Okay, Eshayo. Eshayo is Isaiah, and then Nbiyo, N-B, and that's a Y on the top, and this is a Y here and an O. Nbiyo. Right? Nbiyo. Qolo. Okay, so you can see here, this was said in the hand of Isaiah himself, basically. Prophet, Qolo, saying. So in other words, what have we got here? This is what was said through Isaiah saying. Okay, Qare, of Qare. Okay, Qare is voice in this case, or crying, like not crying as in the modern day version of crying. It's when you're crying in the wilderness, like, yeah, yelling, something like that. All right, so Qare, but in here, Qolo Qore. So that would be like the voice. Qolo would be voice. Qore of one crying. Okay. Hurbo. We saw that word before. Be, which is in hurbo, in wilderness. Tayyib. Tayyib seems like a commanding. Tayyib. What are they saying here? In English, it's got here, make ye ready the way of the Lord. So Tayyib for him. So that would be make for him. And you can see that in Maltese, Tayyib means good. So Tayyib, this would be urhe, and that would be something like the way, maybe. Eth, and that's an O and that's an A, so ethau. Ethau. I can't tell what ethau means, but I know this word. Something like the way for him, I'm reckoning. I reckon it's something like that. So make ye ready the way of the Lord. Wo, so that's here, and. Al-Bushe, that's L is for or to, Al-Bushe, something. What do we got here? Tsa'aro, D-S, oh no, is that a S? Yeah, it is, sorry. D-S-A, and then A, and then Ro. Okay, so Tsa'aro, and then we got here Gamle. And that's, Gamle means camel. So now John himself had his raiment of camels. Gamle, and then we got Hesor, and then this is Hase of Id Meshko. So that had his raiment of camels, something. Al Harao. Alright, so we're getting a bit stuck here. So let me just see what I'm talking about. And it's because I skipped a line and I'm wondering what the hell is going on. Alright, so let's go back to verse 3. For this was spoken with Isaiah, as we've got here. What's this? Qaleb, okay, Hurbo, which means voice crying in the wilderness. Is it Taibe, which sounds like to make good, or to Tayyib, which would be make ye ready, maybe something like that. The way of the Lord, make his paths straight. Or it could be to make it straight. Okay, Urhe, Idmorio sounds like the way. So something like prepare the paths, way. We'll get there. The more we read, the more we'll figure it out. Right? Now this one here is Washwa, or is it Washaha? I can't tell. Washwa. No, I think it's Washwa. Let's see what that means. Make you ready the way of the Lord. Interesting. I can't actually tell. And then Li, so Lash Bilo. So for Lash Bilo, for something of his. So that would be something like, you know, the way of the Lord. Make his path straight. But I can't tell which word is which. All right, let's go to verse 4. Let's have a look. Now John himself. So here we go. Who, Dan, so we have that word Dan again. Who, Dan, we'll probably stop after verse 4. Who, Dan, Yohanan, okay, Ethau, so that Yohanan is John, Ethau, maybe that means, that's Eth is like inside, so in himself, so that would mean John himself, yeah, now we're getting there. All right, Wa, Al-Bushe, okay, Wa, Al-Bushe, Tsa'aro of the Gamel, of a Gamle. So he's done something of his camel, probably like got a hold of his camel or something like that. Let me just see what the English is first. It's on the next page. Hair. Ah, so it's the hair of the camel. Got it. So that must be, okay, of the hair of the camel. So tsa'aro, because in Arabic hair is sha'r. So that's how I can figure out that must be hair. Tsa'aro, okay, gamle, of the camel. Got it. And a leather girdle about his loins. So let's see where leather girdle is. Wesor, that would be Hase. So this must be to do with, and he was wearing something around meshko. Al, al upon, I say. Haswe. Yeah, you can see it here. So it's haswe seems to mean something like what do you call it, about his waist, maybe something like that. I don't know if that's mezku or melkulte. Can't tell. Melkulte. Let's see if it's melkulte or meskulte. Let's have a look. And his food was locust and wild honey. That would okay. I would say melkulte. I'm guessing at the moment that says melkulte, which sounds like his food, because we know that akal or akul is, or echol in Hebrew, they're all based around food and eating. So we got here wamse, and we'll figure this out in a sec, but it's got to do with locust and wild honey. Debsho. Now I'm guessing debsho is wild honey, because in Lebanon we have something called dibis, which is a very sweet thing that contains a lot of honey. So that might be why. Debsho, baro, and you can see of baro. Now baro, I can tell because in Arabic that's bar means wilderness or wild. So therefore that must be locusts, which is what's that? Wamse, and then maybe just se is the locust, and that's and. That might be and. So and locusts and debsho, which is honey, baro of wild, honey of wild. There you go. So we've just done Matthew chapter 3 verse 4. Here we are. Good to see you guys. Pleasure. Now, I do a lot of these on periscope.tv/sixlang. If you go to Periscope, look up Sixlang, Sixlang. That's where I do the languages stuff. But the main channel is An Autist, ANAUTIST. And we talk a lot about, obviously, autism and many, many other things and the way to view the world when looking at it with pure logic and not understanding humans. Pleasure to see you. Until next time, can't have free speech without languages.